All right, you ready?
That was an intense costume.
White. You ready?
I am ready.
Okay, we're rolling, but there's always a little bit of preamble there. Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special Otaku Crypt podcast live from the floor of Toronto Comic Con. I am joined here by a sort of co-worker, as we've discovered.
Yep.
Working through somebody, mutually working through somebody. I'm here with cosplayer and host of Geekin Gorgeous, Miss Karli Woods. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm totally exhausted from today. It's been a very long day.
That is the sentiment of everybody. I got my buddy Zombie Bit Me over there. She is ready to fall down. But she was also up until 1 finishing her costume.
I know, she is a trooper.
Yes, that is, and that outfit of hers, and it's actually like logged through the last 3 podcasts. It's hilarious because we all helped her with that. I actually helped with all the lights on it.
Oh, you're the one that helped her put the lights on.
Yeah, I originally got them, and somebody else put the ones on the chest piece and everything. I did the one with the gun sitting on the floor over there.
Oh, amazing. I was interviewing her for my show, and she was telling me about the lights on her costume, and she's like, yeah, my friends were doing it for me. So you did an awesome job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am, technically an apprentice electrician, so I guess I should know how to
I was going to ask you, how do you do those? Because I've seen lights on costumes a few times, but it's incredible. It just adds so much more to a costume.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy. You go to we have Canadian Tire is a good store to go to. You actually get their LED strips, and they're sold as car accessories, to embellish the speakers. So if you get those, they come with a battery pack and a button. But what we did there is we actually just ran them to 9-volt batteries to a toggle switch, and there you go.
Oh, super easy.
Yeah.
You'll have to teach me how to do that one day.
I will definitely.
Now I need to find a costume. Which costume can I add my lights to?
Let's see. If I got to go with anything, maybe you could get some sort of sparkle effect with Zatanna.
Or the TARDIS.
Or the TARDIS could be good too if you did it all blue. Yes.
That would be cool.
That'd be a good one.
All down the skirt maybe, or in the corset.
Oh, you are speaking my language, and I love it. So, I have been aware of you for a long time. I think it's the first time we've ever actually met. And so let's actually just talk about Geekin Gorgeous before we talk about you. Why don't you kind of tell us all about it?
Well, Geekin Gorgeous is a geeky web series that I do online. It literally started with me in my bedroom 4 years ago, deciding that I wanted to do something with my hobby. And I started a little fashion blog and realized I am not really into fashion, but I knew that was my urge to do something. I wanted to share it and be social and just talk with people online. And so I started doing that, and then I started going to cons and making costumes, which I've always made clothes, and I studied fashion design in school. And so I started making costumes and documenting it online, and then just started going to comic conventions, and I brought one guy, a camera crew with me, one camera, and just started interviewing people and showing them about my costumes. And then it just kind of took off and started doing YouTube and talking to people and doing cosplay tutorials and makeup tutorials. And then I got picked up by Fan Expo, and they've been amazing to me. And now I get to interview celebrities at different shows, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, you had an interview just before this. How did that go?
Good. Yeah, everything's good. Everyone's super friendly coming here. Mm-hmm. This is kind of off topic, but I'm just so super pumped about it. Mm-hmm. I know a digital artist in Toronto and photographer, and he picked up this amazing gig, which is the Walking Dead cover. Nice. So there's the graphic novels and then the book series. Mm-hmm. And Blake Morrow is his name, and he got this amazing gig and asked me and Geekin Gorgeous to come behind the scenes and do some behind the scenes. And then he also said, would you love to be on the cover of the book?
Yeah, do you hear the chorus of angels around her right now? She is smiling from ear to ear over this, and I don't blame her.
So I'm on the newest cover of the Walking Dead novel series Invasion, and I'm playing Lily Call, and I'm over the moon. It comes out October 6th. And if you go to our website, geekingorgeous.com, you can see all of our behind-the-scenes videos of everything.
I love it. That must have just been way, way exciting.
The best thing ever.
I know.
And then it was on TheWalkingDead.com today. Yep, and Entertainment Weekly, like tons of people are talking about it, and it's very exciting.
I'm like, the splash of excitement is hitting me. Like, I was like feeling kind of tired, but now I'm just so excited for you that I'm like up again.
Yeah. Well, I've been reading the books for years.
Yeah.
Like before it was even a TV show. Mm-hmm. I was so excited when it became a TV show. So now that I'm on the cover, I'm like, okay, this is just way more exciting than anything ever.
Yeah. One of those moments where it's like, how is this my life?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of have similar moments, not as high profile yet, fingers crossed. But it's basically walking around this convention and everything. There's been 20 times this day when I've stopped and go, oh, I have to say hi to a friend. I've been around these conventions too long.
Well, that's the thing. When I was sitting at my booth this weekend, all these other vendors were coming over and saying, hey, Karli, how are you? How's it been? How's it going? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have been coming here so often now that people remember me and know my name, and I'm friends with all the other vendors. So it's a good feeling.
It's really fun. It's what I kind of love about like our con scene here in Canada, right? It is like small town family of nerds with 20,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the community, the cosplay community and the con community is awesome. Everyone is super friendly, and it's better than being in a different community. I guess. I don't know. People are just so judgmental these days.
Yeah, it was. I kind of wanted to say it when he said you started off as, a fashion blogger. And in my experience and, secondhand
Get out of that industry.
Right? Like, of all the people who have the most vicious trolls and commenters, right? You would think, gamers, like frustrated young men with too much testosterone and too much time, they have nothing on the haters on fashion blogs. They are vicious. So I don't blame you for shifting away from that.
Yeah.
That was
And then you come to the cosplay community and you meet somebody and maybe your costume is absolute crap, and someone's like, you look amazing, you look fantastic, you must have worked so hard. Like, everyone just is so sweet and understands the struggle, and everyone started from one point. My costumes, like when I started working with Warbler the first time, it was terrible. I'm still not even that good. I'm trying to get better. Practice makes perfect.
Have you seen Transparent Warbler?
I just saw some of that online. I've yet to get my hands on it and work with it, but I need to master regular Warbler.
I know, let's throw in the fact that you might not be able to see your edges, right?
No, exactly.
But at the same time, I saw that stuff, and I did one attempt in Warbler that didn't end great, mostly because I forgot to round my edges, so I had these sharp edges that shredded the cloth.
What did you make first?
I made a gender bend of Claudette from Queen's Blade.
Oh, cool.
So I did this full plate armor instead of just the covering.
Did you double it with craft foam?
I did at certain points. I probably should have maybe tried the Eva foam that was thicker.
Yeah.
So it was probably that, but it was I definitely left sharp edges that destroyed my costume in a day.
Yeah. Well, that's even with my Princess Peach costume, I tried super hard to make sure everything fit properly, but it's Warbler and it still digs into you.
Yeah.
Wherever it's touching your skin,
Yeah.
You have to line it. Yes. And especially if you're sweating or wearing it all day at a convention, it's best to line it. That's more work.
Yeah. And that's definitely not a beginner's material as what I'm finding, right? And I actually started I'm making my first costume in a year and a half for Anime North, and I'm making armor pieces out of celluclay, which is paper mache.
Okay.
And I'm liking that, and I think it's a good beginner's material. What do you think is kind of the good place to start?
I mean, Warbler is a good way to start if you want to get into armor, or you can start with craft foam with drafting it. Always draft it first. And when I did study fashion, drafting is the hardest part, but it makes everything so much easier. Don't just cut the Warbler and decide to start making something, because Warbler's expensive. But my crown for Princess Peach, is super easy, and you can just start with something so simple like that. But what else? Craft foam is super easy. But even just don't work with lace or leather for your first time. Just get cotton. Something with cotton.
Yep.
Yeah. A cheap material that you don't care about.
You're going to screw up a bunch.
A
You're
lot.
ready to throw some out.
Yeah. And my other advice is to get a seam ripper. It's a little... kind of looks like a little knife. And you can put it into the seam and you can just literally take all of your seam out. Because you're going to sew things together or the wrong way, and you're going to need to rip it apart.
Yep. Or in my like early attempts in early childhood, through your finger.
Is what?
Sewing through your finger.
I've never done that.
Never done that? I think I was like a nerd to it because like, you know, when you're bored as a kid, you'll stick pins in your fingers just like a little bit. And I think it happened.
You know what? I used to do that.
You used to do that, right? Stick the pins in. Just like a little bit under the skin, not so much it hurt. But like, I think it was a side effect of that. Like when my grandma tried to show me how to sew a bit, and I like went through my hand like that and didn't notice because I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Wonderful little masochistic habits with terrible results. But
who knew sewing could be so dangerous? Well, actually, this girl beside us, Lee Sion, we partnered on a really cool project this year with Blake Morrow, that other photographer from The Walking Dead, and we created a Skeletor costume for Rob Archer. And Rob Archer is 6'6", 300 pounds, like this actor. He's amazing. He's on Defiance, Lost Girl, everything. And she created a Skeletor costume for him. It hasn't been revealed yet. Stay tuned for Geekin Gorgeous. It will be revealed in the next week or so.
Nice.
But Lee was sanding a piece of her armor, and she sanded right through her skin into the bone, had to go get stitches, and then continued to sand. Or actually, I'm pretty sure she just wrapped it up, continued sanding, and then went and got stitches. It's dangerous.
That is like, you know, tradesmen and cosplayers, they will work through the pain, like electrical tape, and we're off. Yes. And so, you know, talking about, you know, beginners' techniques, what was your beginnings into cosplay? What was the first cosplay, and what was the appeal?
Well, the very first cosplay that I ever did was Miss Marvel, but it was just a closet cosplay. Like, I just had pieces in my closet and bought some things. My first cosplay to a con was Black Canary. Again, it was a closet cosplay. And then the first costume that I made was Katana from Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the first one that I ever made.
Tell me it was the movie version.
No, it was the game version. And it wasn't as revealing as the other ones at cons. It was pretty modest.
Yeah. Sorry, I was hoping for, oh man, let it be from the corny movie. Let it be from the corny movie. I've been on the corny 90s movie kick lately.
Yeah.
They're so good.
The corny nut. What have you been watching?
Oh, like all the times they tried to make video games into movies, like they did with Mortal Kombat. They made 2.
But Mortal Kombat's amazing.
It was so good. Have you ever seen For Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive has a live action movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was good. The granddaddy, of course, has to be the Super Mario Brothers live action.
Oh my gosh, I remember that movie from when I was a kid.
Yes, and
I haven't seen that in ages, but I just have like vague memories of quicksand.
The one that I always remember is there's a bit where Mario and Luigi are stuck in an elevator with Koopas, and Koopas in that movie are like 7 foot tall things with like scaly heads and leather jackets, and to make their escape out of this elevator that Koopas have blocked them into, they like make them start swaying to the elevator music to the point where they all start like tango dancing with each other and are completely distracted and they slip out.
I'm gonna try to find these.
It's so bad. It's good.
You know what? I think this is the best place that we would be able to find something like that. There's got to be a retro movie vendor somewhere.
That might be a quest tomorrow to go see if I can find that. You've had DVD quests
By
at cons before.
I will take one.
We've all had, like, as soon as you started going to cons and you realized you could buy the stuff you like, there was a quest right away. Like, mine was the complete set of Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
That when I started going to Anime North, and this is I started going in grade 8.
Okay.
And that was culture shock like you wouldn't believe. I was not prepared. And within like 2 years, I'd realized like, oh, I could get all of Gundam Wing. Because that was like literally one of the earliest memories I can conjure is an episode of Gundam Wing. So it's like, I need to have that all on DVD. And year 6, I got it.
I need to have it.
Year 6, I got it.
You found it.
I was so happy.
Best feeling.
Ever had one of those where you like just even finding something you weren't looking for?
Yeah, my katana.
Yeah.
I bought the replica from a show from The Walking Dead last year.
Yeah.
And it's mounted on top of my living room on top of my TV. It's amazing.
Yep.
And I take it out way too often. I've broken a few things and injured a few people, but nothing deadly yet.
What's the point of having it otherwise, right?
It's like a party favor. Every time I have people over, I like pull this out and I'm like, look at my sword, and hit things, or I don't know, it's not bad. I smashed a pumpkin in half. Someone like threw it at me and I smashed it in half during Halloween.
tell me you got that on video.
I did. It's in slow motion on my Instagram.
I have something.
It's so epic.
I have something to find when I go home now. That needs to be like a GIF saved on my computer.
Yeah.
Like pumpkin slash.
Yeah, you can make that into a GIF. I don't know what.
The only thing that I can think of that was better is if there was a company called Valerian Steel, and they were the guys who like got the official license to make Game of Thrones replica swords at first.
Okay.
And they made Robert's Warhammer. And so their demonstration video of it was they took a big ass pumpkin, wrote the word Rhaegar on it, and then smashed it.
Amazing.
So for you Game of Thrones fans, you know what that means.
I need to get back into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I watched maybe... Whoa, sorry, I'm getting way too close to this microphone.
It's cool.
I watched the first half of the first... No, I've watched half of the first season.
Okay. Yeah.
And I got to get back into it.
Yeah.
I fell off the train. I'm really into gore and zombies.
Yeah.
I love horror.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get back into it.
Yeah.
I think I'll like it.
Basically, like the first season, and luckily I can say this, we're on season 5, so I'm not spoiling anything here just by saying this. By the end of the first season, it becomes more mystical.
Yes, I think that's what I wanted, is this mystical, land.
It starts happening like big time when season 1 wraps.
Yeah.
So get to the end of that first season, you won't.
And then it'll
regret
change my life.
Oh, you'll end up tattooing it on yourself like I did.
Oh, look at you.
Yep.
I've been binge watching Orphan Black.
I need to start watching that because every once in a while I'll turn on Inner Space.
Okay.
Just to see like I wonder what they're covering right now, and they're always covering Orphan Black. I'm
yeah.
like, there's got to be something up. This show's like they're saying like renewing for multiple seasons. And
yeah. This one right here, Stephanie, my producer, she talks about Orphan Black all the time. So I was like, okay, I need to watch Orphan Black. And I finally started watching it. And I am obsessed with Cosima. Like, I want to cosplay Cosima next. I want to get dreadlocks and some glasses and just be this sexy doctor clone. She's awesome.
Sexy doctor.
Sexy doctor clone.
Hashtag sexy doctor clone.
Hashtag sexy doctor clone.
We're getting that trending tonight.
That better be trending before I get home.
Yeah, or at least before this podcast gets going, right? Hashtag sexy doctor clone.
Sexy doctor clone.
Wait, that's a new game with this podcast. Is there's a new hashtag every time. I like that. That's the one for this one. The previous one was hashtag joshing, my name, and it's a verb describing the inability to act normal.
The inability to act normal.
It means that I nerd all the time.
Wait, Josh?
Josh.
Means that.
Joshing. Hashtag joshing.
Oh, joshing, yes.
Yep. Like in normal language, that means like, ribbing you, joking you. No, in nerd language, that now means an inability to not be a nerd.
So you got that hashtagging last time, or trending last time.
I'm still gonna make it happen. Just every time I lean into the mic, and if I catch myself being really nerdy, like pushing the glasses up or something, hashtag joshing.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yep.
As he touches his glasses.
Well, you see there, the actual order of events was.
That was a good impression of a nerd. Was that supposed to be nerd? Have you seen those videos, Geeks vs. Nerds?
No, that sounds amazing. But it just reminds me, I was listening to a thing with when Nerdist and Geek and Sundry, two of my favorite YouTube channels.
Yep.
They launched around the same time. And it was this amazing thing of all the media outlets started saying, it's going to be Nerdist versus Geek and Sundry, nerds versus geeks. And meanwhile, everybody at these networks are friends with each other.
Yep.
So it's like Will Wheaton calling up Chris Hardwick going, hey, just to make sure, it's us against the world, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is how I always took it, too. Like,
they're both really good channels.
Oh, I love them both. I listen to their podcast at work.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll be listening to my own back and get criticism from everybody around me because that's listening to my own voice.
I know it's weird hearing your own voice.
Yeah, but then I explain it to them as,
hi, there's some Star Wars characters beside us.
There's Imperial Guard here. I love it. Is Sidious?
He's like staring at you.
Is Sidious coming? Am I in Sidious's chair?
You better watch out.
Am I in Palpatine's chair? What's going on? I felt some bad vibes there.
The Force.
Yes.
It's going to whip you out of your chair.
Yes. Speaking of which, excited for the new ones?
Yes. I want to do a Star Wars cosplay before it comes out. I'm thinking Princess Leia, just because I love Princess Leia, or like maybe a female Han Solo.
Yeah. Well, there's I think the talk is that Jaina Solo is gonna be a main character, and she basically is Femme Han.
Mm-hmm.
So, whereas I am holding out all hope that they start to pull things from like some of the extended universe.
Yep.
Like Star Wars: The Old Republic, I loved. It was a fantastic game. I love BioWare.
Yep.
And they created this great, rich mythology that I said they made the Sith interesting, because basically, I've always found in Star Wars, Sith are bad guys.
Yep.
That's all they are, right? They're the dark side, they're evil, they're a corrupting force. In the game, there's the Sith Empire. And it's not so much that they're outright evil, although behind closed doors, absolutely. It's that they just have radically different philosophies about the Force compared to the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, they say, holding back your anger and your passion is unnatural. So that they embrace that, but the Jedi call that the dark side. And I thought that made things way more interesting. It would be great to see a drop of that moral ambiguity in the new version.
Right.
I would hope for that. And because J.J. Abrams is directing, right, and what he did with Star Trek was fantastic, right? He did add the bit of those moral ambiguities sometimes. I'm hoping he drops that into Star Wars.
I just want there to be a really good storyline and a lot of dialogue, because I feel like a lot of movies now are very epic.
Yes.
With the explosions and, all the effects. And I don't know, I like the dialogue and I like the old school movies.
Definitely.
So I'm hoping they bring in both.
Definitely kind of that the early 90s indie thing. Yes. It was all about, like, extended pieces of dialogue, right? And it's kind of the reason, like, I started a podcast is I just love talking to people. Yeah. Right? And it was definitely reminiscent of that. And I totally agree that I missed that in movies where it was just like...
You know what? Sorry for cutting you off,
no
but
problem.
Like going back into talking to people, our whole society is not like that anymore.
No.
It's all online and it's all texting and this. And every time I meet somebody new, I'll always pick up the phone and I'll call them.
Yes.
And I always like to talk to people. And they're so shocked by it. They're like, why are you calling me?
I miss
and I'm
phone
like,
calls.
Because I like to talk to people on the phone. I call you all the time, Stephanie.
Does she catch you in the bath every time?
Yeah, she's just like, picks up the phone, yo. And I'm like, yo, what's up? I call, because I just work so much. It's like the only time I can call.
A night owl, huh?
Yeah.
Big time.
More Star Wars.
Yep, got the Fett walking by.
Got the vet.
I love that. You
know what? I'm a real big fan of Vader.
Yeah?
I am. I don't know what it is, but I love villains. I just feel like they get me. They get me on a different level than the superheroes.
I'll totally agree with you. Vader is a fascinating character when you remove like where they Lucased everything up about him, like made him really wussy at times when he was so badass.
But he was just in love.
It was exactly that. Like he did it for love, but it was also he's a corrupted Messiah, right?
Yes.
That's basically it. He's Jesus if the devil had convinced him to turn evil,
Jesus
right?
is a zombie.
Yes.
Easter, Zombie Jesus Day is coming up.
Yep, and Vader's mostly machine. There are parallels here.
There's a parallel universe going on.
Zombie Jesus and Machine Anakin. Come on, guys. This is not hard to figure out.
We should get that to be your hashtag. Zombie Jesus versus Anakin.
No, that'd be a great thing where you get like a Zombie Jesus cosplay and somebody is like Hayden Christensen but with like Borg parts.
There we go. Maybe that's what they're doing for the new Star Wars.
Yeah.
They're bringing in Zombie Jesus.
Zombie Jesus. Zombie Jesus is in an X-Wing. Like, X-Wing crashes into Tatooine and rotting Jewish Messiah gets out. This is the movie I want to see, people.
Make it happen.
Karli, I think we need to make this happen.
I think we're onto something.
I think we're so onto something.
I think we should be script writers. Let's get out of this con and start writing a script.
Like, seriously, like, who's listening to these podcasts? They would totally watch Zombie Jesus get out of a crashed X-Wing.
There we go.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I'm not going to get over this now. I'm like, there was something else I wanted to say, but
we're just
like,
Jesus. Oh my God, Zombie Jesus and Vader. We can't.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm very excited for the movie.
Me too,
I interviewed Matthew Wood, who's one of the sound supervisors and editors on Star Wars.
Guys who do the real work.
Yeah, well, especially with those kind of movies. And this was a couple years ago? It was last Toronto Comic Con. Nice. And I was like, is there anything that you can tell us? Any sort of secret at all? And he was like, nope.
Nope.
I can't tell you anything. But he's very nice. It's a great interview. He talked a lot. So if you're actually interested in that kind of thing, he talks a lot about it. I have no idea. I didn't understand much because he went into detail about how he does certain things.
Yeah.
But you can check out that interview. It's really good.
Yeah. I said what I'm definitely excited for from the footage I've seen is that he is not going crazy on CGI. It's basically...
Exactly. That's what I want. It's all done on film.
Yes. What I've seen is CGI things over real backgrounds. Like, by the look of that desert, they went back to Tunisia to film it.
Yeah.
So...
And this is exactly what I was saying, is that not just dialogue, but I don't want it to be all CGI'd and epic and explosions and all that stuff.
Kind of on a related note is I miss cel-shaded animation in Disney movies.
Yes.
Like, everything got turned over to Pixar, right? Whereas, like, my favorite Disney movies to this day are, Hercules and Aladdin. And for some reason, I've been on the Sword in the Stone kick, and I don't know why.
I haven't seen that in ages.
I, am walking around the kitchen going, a legend is sung of when England was young.
Yeah, Disney movies. Aladdin is one of my favorites,
It's
probably.
So good. Yeah. And, really hitting the heartstrings.
Some Robin Williams.
Now that Robin has passed, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, and that was that will always be special to me because I had a coworker. I worked at a Sobeys, a grocery store, through high school, and I had this coworker that if she was on a lousy day, all I would do is do that bit for Mrs. Doubtfire where he does this litany of voices.
Yeah.
Just like, yes! We come to this planet looking for intelligent life. Oops, we made a mistake.
He's amazing. Same with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's one of my favorite actors. And Johnny Depp. They're just so versatile.
Yeah, I'm really tempted, even though, it feels like a movie I'm gonna love to hate, but I need to watch Mordecai. It looks so stupid that it's probably amazing.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But I do really like that name. I met a little kid the other day named Mordecai. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
There's actually people named Mordecai.
Yeah.
I know. Shocking.
It's like I'm just waiting for the generation of kids named after Game of Thrones characters. And I might, if I ever have children, I'm probably going to contribute to that. Yeah.
What would you name them?
Oh, Daenerys and Rhaegar, of course.
Done. And mine would be named after Vampire Diaries.
Oh, really?
I want a little boy named Alaric so bad. Done. It has to be Alaric. It's just, that is such a classy name. And
yeah.
Catherine and Alaric.
I have vampire name jokes here. One of my friends just had her first baby. He's 3 months old. I saw him for the first time today. His name's Logan,
Cute.
which was hilarious. She's a big X-Men fan, but it's also that's still a normal name. But
Yes.
She slipped it in there.
But she did it because
She totally slipped it in there. So I'm already calling the kid Little Wolverine. And
that's funny.
oh yeah, and but our running joke was always that she had to have twin boys and name them Victor and Marcus from Underworld.
That was her one thing, but she didn't do it?
No, that was a running joke, and I think it was her husband was just like,
No, not happening.
But even more so, it was that you had to pronounce them Victor and Marcus, like Bill Nye does.
Or you can't. They won't respond to anything else.
Nope. There's it's speaking in an accent, right? If my Dutch grandparents didn't call me Josh, I knew they weren't addressing me.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
My name is just normal.
No.
It's spelled differently, but it's just normal. You can't really say it any other way.
Yep. Karli with a C, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last name, too. How do you screw that up?
Yeah, exactly. My name is very generic.
Yep. Almost as if it were planned. Were your parents just trying to do you a favor?
No. They actually I have 5 siblings. They named them all with K. It's a very big tongue twister.
Oh, really?
I can do them all forwards and backwards for you. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Kyle, Karli, Casey, Kelsey, Christy, Christy, Kelsey, Casey, Karli, Kyle. That was frontwards and backwards.
Wow. My family, we're all, my dad, my brother, and me, we're all JT.
Well, see, people think we're so strange because we're all KW,
Yep.
but then think other people all have the same as well.
Yep, it's in my family, from dad to me, from dad, my brother to me, is Jonathan, Josh.
See, it's normal.
And oh yeah, I'm glad other people did it, and but yes, so. We're about 30 minutes here, so I think we can. We'll call this a shorter one. I won't take up a whole hour of your time because we're all exhausted. So what's coming up next for you?
Well, after The Walking Dead was announced, that's a huge thing. So you can still see all of those videos online. And then our Skeletor project is coming out probably in the next week or so, which is with Rob Archer and Blake Morrow and Lee Sion. So we're going to be revealing his face in the actual full edits of the photos. It's amazing. Like, it's the 80s. We turned Rob Archer into an 80s Skeletor toy. Yes. It's just so epic.
Tell me the next one is to turn somebody into Voltron.
Maybe. We need to get a budget to do that.
Yes. Okay.
If you want to fund it, we'll do it.
I will be part of this project in whatever way I can.
Exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, we just have YouTube videos out every week.
Nice.
And we're going to have all of our con coverage coming out this week as well.
Fantastic.
Stay tuned.
Yes. So just let the people know where they can find you.
Well, you can find everything at geekingorgeous.com.
Nice.
And Geekin Gorgeous is no double G. It's Geekin. So like freakin'.
Yep.
Geekin Gorgeous.
Yep.
And they can find me on my social media, which is at It's Karli Woods.
Yes.
And Karli is KarliWoods.
K.
Yeah, with a K and an I.
And an I.
I like to make it difficult for people.
Yes. Whereas with mine, it's just they don't know how to. Not everybody knows the word otaku, so. Like,
is that what yours is? Your handle?
It's the Otaku Crypt is the channel, and basically it became my personal one because I'm kind of the only one who's working on stuff right now with like a lot of my the guy who was supposed to be doing other shows and editing has been deep in school mode for like a year and a half, so I've gotten nothing out of him. So yeah, a lot of people don't know.
So I'm going to name the show after what I want to name it.
Well, exactly.
You're kicked out.
It's a joke about living in your basement.
Yes.
It's saying that me having lived in basement rooms for 10 years is like, oh, I'm this little. It's like it's the crypt, right? It's all like the roof isn't finished and it's unfinished beams. It's like a crypt down there and Otaku lives down there. It's like, oh, it's the Otaku Crypt.
Perfect.
There it is.
It's very fitting.
There it is. All right. So thank you so much for making the time to talk to me.
No problem.
This was no notice at all. So I'm like, I can't believe this happened. I've usually like, oh, and I'll give people 3 weeks notice to have cancellations, and yet I just bump into and ask you, and
you're like, yo,
here we're podcasting.
Let's chat.
Yes.
About stuff that we would normally just be talking about anyways.
I know that is what I love about my podcast. There's no theme. It's just like, hey, let's take our Saturday conversation and record it.
There you go.
And it's amazing to listen back. So, again, thank you so much, Karli. And for all the listeners, you can always find our stuff on otakukrypt.com. There is this podcast, my convention coverage. There's going to be a great cosplay compilation video for this con. I'm looking back through my footage going, oh, my God, I'm like cutting it in my head already. It's so good. There's so many great cosplayers here. And I can't wait to share that with you guys. So, again, otakukrypt.com and otakukrypt on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you so much again, Karli.
Thank you.
All right. See you, Space Cowboys.
Ciao.